Good evening, YouTube. This is Grand Lake St. Mary's you're looking at. I just did a video of the bulkhead lock that starts the St. Mary's River right there, but this is Grand Lake St. Mary's. I'm going to do a couple videos of this before the sun goes down, but overall I'm going to be doing most of the videos on this tomorrow. But this is what was once a beautiful lake. It still is, but it's had its share of problems in recent years with the algae problems and the runoff. And they built some drainage ponds around to try and help, but I'm not sure how much good that's done. But it's been a source of controversy for the last several years with all the runoff from the farms. But you guys are going to see some really good sunset views in this video of the sun setting in the west over the Grand Lake. So this is on the eastern banks of the lake, and judging so far, this side of the lake, at least to my naked eye, does not look like it has been as affected that bad by the algae. But this is a big lake that goes, I believe it's around 10 miles long in each direction, around 4 to 6 miles north and south. So this is a big lake. But you see the sun setting. I don't know if I want to focus too much on that because it might mess up the video quality. But anyway, for the last 5, 6, 7 years, they've had swimming advisories. There used to be beaches that you could swim in, but due to the toxic algae problems from the farm runoff and other things, it's not been swimmable. And I think, and for the first thing I also want to say, these people up here are very hard working and very genuine and good people up here. This is farmland. This is small town people. And I know my family has connections up here. My grandparents' family. So what I believe is one of the culprits of what's causing a lot of these problems with the algae runoff. You see where I'm standing right here. There's hardly any vegetation on this side of the lake. I don't know about some parts of the lake, but if you look near the road too, there's really not that much vegetation to stop the runoff. So I think the farmers, although they do bear some of the responsibility for what has happened, and I think a lot of people have blamed them, but I think people up here are careful not to criticize these farmers too much, because farming is life up here. This is a farm country. Some of the best farming. A beautiful sunset over Grand Lake St. Mary's. But this is an area, you know, where farming is people's livelihood. I mean, farming means everything to these people. They're farming, and their Catholic faith. So ultimately, the farmers, I believe, will ultimately win out with this, because this is really good farmland around the lake. And, you know, and the farmers, I know, want what's best for this lake too, because this area, I hear some fish jumping. I would definitely, or at least bouncing against the rocks. And by the way, do not eat anything out of this lake with this algae problem. But anyway, I mean, these are really good people, you know, the farmers. But I believe what they've done, stripping the lake of its vegetation, you could see this right here really is not that much vegetation, people. And I believe this is what's causing some of the problem. You got to think. Look like I see a little bit of green in in this pond right here. So maybe a little bit of algae here. But when you strip a lake of its natural vegetation, and you see right here, there's almost no vegetation here. So what is here to stop the runoff? And what I was saying about the farmers just a minute ago, the farmers I know want what's best for this area. I mean, these farms, you know, the German and Irish people that helped settle this area, that built this was built as a feeder canal for the Miami and the Erie Canal. And I know these farmers want what's best because the farms that are in these areas have been around these families for probably almost 200 years, ever since their German ancestors and as well as some Irish ancestors came. But this is mainly a German area, you know, this part of Ohio, this part of the northern Miami Valley. Yes, this is considered the northern Miami Valley right here along the lake. But I haven't been here for a really long time, so I came here to learn. I did reach out to the president of the Grand Lake Restoration Commission, Mr. Milton Miller, or Milt Miller, but unfortunately he is not available this week as he's going on vacation. But I was hoping he could have joined me for some videos, because I would love to have had him walk me through, you know, some of this stuff and, you know, what's going on up here. But of course I have my own opinions, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I know these are great people up here, and they're hard-working people, and they really do want what's best for this lake in their area. These people up here have heritage that runs very deeply. I mean, as I said, farming and their Catholic faith and family is life up here. This is a very family-friendly, you know, part of Ohio. So ultimately, you know, I think it would be nice if the farmers could still use some of the chemicals they want to use and not upset the balance of the lakes and the rivers. But only time will tell if there will be a solution. But I believe, you know, restoring some of the vegetation around the lake would be a start. But anyway, that's it for this one.